one's philosophy and the spirit in which one acts as a result of their philosophy is part of what their spirit creature is, if you really look at what they're saying. And this is in every pagan culture. Okay? That's what you need to think about first. The spirit in which something is done. The spirit of Christ. The chi energy. Is it good or is it evil? Depends on how you strike. With righteous indignation, like Horus, falcon strikes? Or do you think and strike and grapple like a snake? This is why I started my own gang, which was connected to the Crips. I used the Crips for knowledge, and I started my own crew, and I asked several Crips if I could use the Crip moniker. And now I take it back, and I'm going to finish removing my tattoo. But let me get to that point, okay? I went to reform school and the psych ward many times when I was younger, okay? Many times. And in the process, I would be in a situation where I don't know what they're going to do. Okay, these people like letting you know they're in control. Some of these guys, they're these bitter middle-aged people. A lot of them are white because most people in America are white. So let's start there, okay? Let's start right there. Most people in America are white, about 76%. Unless you assume that there's so many illegals that, you know, I don't know how it really breaks down, but okay. We'll start there. Now, when you go to reform school as a black Christian, right? And I'm not saying it's bad that they're white. Let me finish, okay? When you go there as a black Christian, you see them all looking at you like Satanists, okay? I've been in institutions where I've seen white people in secret societies that worship the devil, that are linked to the Secret Service, who have members who meet the president, and the Secret Service has to keep their secrets as well. They can't be like, oh, you know, the president met this Mason, and they're talking about devil worship. No, you see what I'm saying? The military is involved. The intelligence agencies and the Secret Service have to be involved by default with the Masons. That's why the Scottish Rite funded MK Ultra, because they would arrest them overnight. There's no choice. They have to know what's going on and be willing to help in order for them to keep their job. And that goes for most jobs in corporate America, but especially law enforcement. Now, there are a bunch of satanic groups in mental health and in prison gangs. And some are in law enforcement, like that one protest in, what was it, Ferguson, right? Okay, there are a bunch of racist secret society cults that used to burn crosses and kill black people for several reasons, one of which had to do with reproduction, one of which had to do with religion, like the black Christian preachers who would be lynched, okay? It had to do with making the specific claims that I am about the Afro-Asiatic gospel and the color of Jesus' skin, and how he must have been, as how once you analyze the story and put it in context, he must have been black, and they must be lying to us on purpose. That's why they don't want us to read, because if we learn history, we learn that Jesus is black. And martial arts and religion, which are the things that are respected most by society, if you really look at it, become controlled by blacks. You know, because martial art is civilized society. Let me stop for 1 second. You say, well, that's not true. Martial art is civilized society. And many of the military and secret society guys who help the military are martial artists. I promise you this. Okay? I went to many martial arts schools. You know, as many as 50% of the students were police officers. Okay? Martial arts, the police, the military, the secret societies, they have been merged for a long time. No, even if you don't want to look at it as a great conspiracy, just corporate partners and, hey, can you help me with this? Hey, I have this guy who doesn't want to admit he's mentally ill. There's this black guy who's talking shit about us. We're trying to get him to the psych ward, telling different stories to different people, selling it to them different ways, confusing them, compartmentalizing them. Computer, compartmentalize. Compartment, secret compartment, hidden hand. The eye of God. Through God's eyes, he sees it this way. Through the devil's snake materialistic eyes, he sees it that way. Okay, all my life, okay, I'm trying to tell you, brothers, I swear on my ancestors, all my life there have been secret societies, and most of their members are white. I do believe white Jews and whites control them at the top level. White, fake, devil, Viking kind of royal family, and white kind of Jewish, kind of fake Jewish kind of people, right? Okay, all my life, there have been whites in positions of power in the street, in prison, in police. I'm going to tell you this. I got a lot of love for the Aaron Brotherhood guys more than I have for these other guys. And I'll tell you why. You know, because they haven't given me a hard time. Not as such. You know, the police have. You know, the CIA have. You know, part of me thinks that these white prison gangs are, as much as they have aligned themselves to the devil, they're forced to, like everyone else. Look at the gay gang member, right? Why is he gay and he's a gang member? Why are blacks disproportionately gang members, disproportionately criminals? They're going through the system. The same reason he's a gang member is the same reason he's gay. He does not know who he is. He doesn't understand Horus, and he doesn't understand the knowledge that comes from Osiris's heart that resonates with all of us, that we must fight to the death for, and we must stop anyone who seeks to take our women and our kids and control our reproduction, brothers. 1, 2, 3, Greeks, Romans, Vikings, fake Jews in the Roman Empire, the German bodyguards of the Romans, the Nazis, the Viking Thunderbolts, the SS, the 6, the 9, and the 7. The 9 being the fake 7. And the 6 and the 9 have sex with each other in secret society lodges. The 6 is the devils. The 9 is the controlled opposition. For the devils, the wolves in sheep's clothes. The bulls, the wolves in sheep's clothes. The snakes. Now stop right there. He's talking crazy. He's talking animals. No, I am African, and I understand stories that have to do with animals. Afro-Asiatic. And I am also white and part Jewish. Any other questions? Part African Jewish, Oh yeah, my family is the whites and the blacks who came together in the name of the light. Okay, my family on my dad's side are the founders. My dad in my family is Osiris. Chike was from the bloodline of Osiris. I am. It's also based on a man. As above, so below. I am Horus. I'm not a god. I am. The story is being told through my bloodline. And the Antichrist version is being told through the devils who stayed with the rich. It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich man who got rich through Babylonian mysteries, cult societies, and all those white guys who look at me fucking crazy, and all the pussies that roll with them. Now, I'm gonna tell you like this. They hire the more hands-on jobs, they hire the more evil-looking white guys. Those big, evil, mean-looking white cops, the bouncers, the psych ward staff, okay? Look at it carefully. And the more kind of, you need more thinking. They all kind of find who they are when they're young. They find out what they're good at. School helps them assess themselves. So do secret societies. And then they push in that direction. So some of them are big, stupid bulls. Some of them are cunning snakes. You got to understand, it's like different styles of kung fu as expressed through politics and social life. Man, I'm trying to tell you, this is philosophical war. And if you do not take my side, you are a coward. And right now I am in front of Meadows Manufacturing Herbs, and on top of that, Draco Natural Products. The dragon is everywhere, and when the dragons fly free, in other words, when the dragons have a chance to fight with the falcon, hell comes to earth. Because the only one that can beat the falcon is the dragon. And the dragon only becomes a dragon when Satan's turn to reign. When Satan reigns, the snakes become dragons, like metamorphosize, transform and shit. I'm not saying these people are really reptiles. I'm saying spiritually from an African martial arts perspective. To my Samoan brothers, I tell you all, live free, die well.